Hey, what's happening? You're watching Toonami TV, back with yet another video. This time it's the match review from Villa Park. It's finished Aston Villa 2, Newcastle United 0. First of all, I've only watched the highlights. I haven't seen the game as of today because I've been out and about just as well because the game wasn't all great, if I'm honest. And yeah, we've suffered yet another defeat. That's two defeats in a row. We haven't started off the season very well. Am I panicking? Not yet, because it's early days, but the performances just aren't great by anyone, to be honest. Certainly at the back, we're not defending properly. We're giving away too many sloppy goals, and something needs to change. Otherwise, we're going to get relegated come the end of the season. It's reflecting, the table on the business that we've done this summer. We've only brought in Joe Willock. We haven't really strengthened the squad. We haven't really improved. And we're only one or two injuries away from just losing back-to-back games, and it's shown already that we just haven't got enough about us to be winning football matches. Steve Bruce was on BBC Radio Newcastle this week talking about his management. What management? He's not good enough. He's tactically inept. He's out his depth, and he shouldn't be managing our football club. And the longer that we keep him, we're going to get relegated. It's as simple as that. I have no doubt that the squad has got quality. It's good enough to go to the next level, but the manager isn't top flight Premier League level. He's probably Championship at best, and that's been nice. He's just simply not good enough. He makes all these changes too late, and when he brings on players, they're not the right ones. Last week, for example, taking off Callum Wilson for Joe Linton. So running through the game, I don't have a problem with the starting 11. It was strong. Joe Willock could come into the side. I was expecting him maybe to come on in the second half, given the fact he didn't play too much in pre-season. And like I said, Callum Wilson started. We had Alan St. Maximin. The squad was good enough to go to Villa today and get something, and unfortunately we've come unstuck. And in terms of the final outcome, I don't have any complaints. I think Villa were well worthy of their 3 points today, and it's just back to the drawing board, and things have got to change. The lack of investment, as I said, is shown in the results, in that bottom three, and that's where we're going to remain until something changes and big time. Am I panicking? A little bit. But we'll have to wait and see what we do in the next week. But in terms of the actual game, the first half, well, we got off to a good start. Callum Wilson got put through. For me, he's got to finish that. He's so much better than that. When he gets put through, he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He chips him, he does all the right things, and somehow puts it wide of the right-hand post. And Callum Wilson, come on, man, you've got to do better than that. If we score that and we go ahead, that puts Villa into a negative mind frame that, given the fact that they, conceded 3 goals against Watford, and we would have been in the intensity. We've had, the opportunities in that first half, and we just haven't taken them. Very similar to West Ham, when we could have been so clear and we didn't do it. And we rue that. Aston Villa grow into the game. Matty Cash, has a big chance. We're defensively all over the place. It's been a real problem in these first few games of the season. It even was evident in pre-season, let's be honest, playing up against League One clubs, struggling against the likes of Rotherham, for example. And they get a big chance and it goes begging. And then after that, well, from a Villa set piece, so to speak, a throw-in, it gets launched into the box, and who's picking up Danny Ings? It's a superb bicycle kick, and Freddie Woodman, well, he's static, isn't he? He can't do anything about it. And it goes into the back of the net. And yeah, fair play to Danny Ings. He's a poacher, he's a finisher, he's a great all-round player, and someone who we're lacking on our side. And you've got to blame the defence. Fernandez, for example, he's been poor in recent games, and something's got to change in this defence, because it's simply not working. You can't play free at the back and concede the goals that we're conceding, and as easy as we're giving them. And Villa won't score an easy goal all season. It's a great goal, don't get me wrong, but it's got to be defended a lot better than it was. And then the score on dot on half time, it's the worst possible time on the road, or any time, to concede a goal, and we're playing catch up from there. And you're thinking, okay, right, we've conceded, we'll go into the dressing room, Steve Bruce will say a few things, or Graham Jones, and we'll potentially come out with fresh energy in the second half. They'll change it up, and nothing really changed in that second half, and it was all Aston Villa. And they go on and just take the game, and that they're looking for the 3 points. And they get rewarded a penalty. And looking at it, the ball was, for me, going in the back of the net. It was a header. by one of the Villa players, and Lascelles, he puts his arm out like that. And if you do that, unfortunately, you're only putting yourself in trouble, and captain or not, it's not something you should be doing in the box. I know he's trying to protect himself, but for me, it's a Stonewall penalty when you've got VAR, and El Ghazi steps up and he puts it into the back of the net. We're 2-0 down, we're chasing the game. For me, it's game over. And I think Steve Bruce tactically got it wrong in the second half. Very similar to the West Ham game, and as said, Villa were full value to go 2-0 up. They had the best chances in the match, and we had a call right towards the end of the game. We got awarded a penalty. It went to VAR. When Callum Wilson got put through, he was wiped out by Martinez. He got given a yellow card, and on review, they haven't given a penalty. For me, it's one of them ones, isn't it? I feel like they've got to give it because Martinez has wiped out Callum Wilson, but then they're saying it's some sort of dive. Well, if you're going to give Martinez a yellow card, then certainly for me that's a penalty, and he should be off the pitch. But then they haven't looked at it like that. If we've got it back to 2-1, then you never know. When the driving seat will have a chance to maybe go on and nick a 2-2 draw and take a point away from a game that was away from us. But Fraser had a big chance at the end. He put it wide. It just summed up our afternoon. It just wasn't our day, and things have got to change very, very quickly because we're getting found out far too often. I think Woodman, like I say, he was unfortunate for both goals, very similar to the West Ham game, but at the back, it's got to be questionable. We're too open. We're too defensive, we're tracking back and we're not really putting in challenges, and that's why we're conceding the goals. But not only that, we're getting overrun in that midfield, and our midfield, let's be honest, is dead at times. Joe Willock adds a bit of quality, but he's not going to get back all the time and put in the defensive work. He wants to be around the box and he wants to make things happen. Hayden didn't have his best game today either, and probably just resulted in how poor we were at the back. But I'm looking at the whole team as a whole, just wasn't there, was it? I mean, St. Maximin didn't have his greatest game either, and Villa, I think, wanted it more. When you're the home side, you tend to go for the 3 points, and I think we're just second best, if I'm honest. It's another points dropped. When you looked at the fixtures, at the beginning of the season, I was a little bit worried, but at the same time, you've got to be optimistic. You're looking at West Ham at home. History tells us we should have been picking up 3 points there from a 2-1 lead. To lose 4-2 in the manner in which we did. We didn't learn anything today. Villa, they've got the 3 points, and we find ourselves in that bottom 3, and the table doesn't lie. And we need to invest very, very quickly, whether it's loan deals or whatever. For me, Joe Willock simply isn't enough. We need to bring in players that are going to help us. We'll probably need another striker. We need another creative midfielder, and we could do with some more centre backs because it's simply not working with what we've got now. We need to get rid of some of the dead wood and bring some players in as soon as possible. Am I worried that things could turn really bad? Yes, because with Steve Bruce as a manager, he's simply not good enough. I said this before. How long is the board going to give him before they make changes? I don't want to go down the same route as Steve McLaren. Yes, he's kept us up, great, but you want to go further. And I look at this squad and I think there's so much potential there. But with him as a manager, there's just nothing there. He's just tapping out his death, puffing his cheeks and all that. No real desire to try and motivate the squad to try and get back into games, and that is just simply not there, man. And when you got Callum Wilson throwing him, Steve Bruce under the bus, then that tells you everything you need to know about where we are as a side. And listen, in terms of Callum Wilson, he's missed a big chance. It's not for the want of trying at times, but these are big chances in the game, especially the first half when he gets put through. He's got to put that in. A bit unlucky with a penalty call. But that's just the way it's going at the minute. We need to change something up. I think tactically, he needs to sort out this formation because for whatever he's doing, it's not working. It's simply not working. We've conceded, I believe, 6 goals in 2 games, and we've only scored 2 as a result. It potentially should have been 3 if we'd scored the penalty, but still, it's not a good record after 2 games, conceding the goals that we have done, and they've been so cheap as well, and all goals are avoidable, and I feel like at the minute it's just getting worse by the week, and we've got Southampton as our next Premier League game. That'll not be easy. We don't know what they're going to do yet because they're playing tomorrow. But in between that, we've got Burnley, who are very similar to us. They've had a poor start of the season. We've got them in the cup. It's not great. It really isn't great. And I think investment, that's what we need. Clear out the players that aren't good enough and bring in some players that actually are decent. Otherwise, we could be staring relegation in the face. But as said, if there's any Villa fans watching this, I've been very reflective I've had to think about the game, and I've looked back, and I have to say you took your goals well, and you've got a proven striker there in Danny Ings. If you keep him fit, then you're going to have a very good season. Yeah, you've lost Jack Grealish, but you look decent today. Maybe it's because we make teams look very, very good, but all in all, no complaints about the 3 points that he's picked up today. Again, we have to go again, and yeah, something's got to change. But anyway, that's my reflection on the game review. I'll be back for a Southampton vlog from the game on Saturday. There'll be no vlog on Tuesday, as I have work the next day and I don't have any time to put that out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. The subscribers have been going up in recent weeks, so thank you for that. I am back. And yeah, I wish I could be a bit more positive. And in the meantime, I'll see you all in the next one. How are the lads?